Todd Snooks appointed Deputy Mayor as part of Uxbridge Council Shuffle. Darrell Knight, The Standard, Uxbridge. Councillors recently welcomed a familiar face to the position of Deputy Mayor as Ward 5 Councillor Todd Snooks assumes his new role in the near-annual rotation of leadership responsibilities. With a blend of experience, community involvement, and a dedication to public service, Mr. Snooks' appointment after several years of service in the role by Ward 4 Councillor Willie Popp embodies the spirit of Uxbridge's commitment to democratic governance. Having served diligently on various township committees and community initiatives, Mr. Snooks brings a wealth of insight and a deep understanding of local issues to his new position. His tenure promises to build upon the township's tradition of inclusive decision-making and transparent governance. The rotational system, which sees a different township council member appointed as deputy mayor each year, reflects Uxbridge's commitment to equitable representation and shared responsibility. By allowing every council member to serve in a leadership capacity, the township ensures diverse perspectives are considered in the decision-making process. The rotation will continue next year, with Ward 3 Councillor Zed Pickering slated to take over as Deputy Mayor on March 1, 2025. Regional Councillor Bruce Garrett will wrap up the rotation effective January 1, 2026, when he is scheduled to assume the role of Deputy Mayor. In a statement, Councillor Popp expressed his gratitude for the opportunity, as well as endorsing the rotation process. "I have thoroughly enjoyed representing the Township of Uxbridge as Deputy Mayor for the past 5 years," commented Councillor Popp. "I have always been a strong advocate for training and succession planning, and I support the rotation of Deputy Mayor completely." With Todd Snooks at the helm as Deputy Mayor, Uxbridge Township embarks on a new chapter of progress and prosperity. As the township continues its tradition of rotating leadership, residents can rest assured their voices will be heard and their interests represented in the halls of local government. Kawartha Lakes Police Service names their next police chief. Dan Kearns, The Standard, Kawartha Lakes. The Kawartha Lakes Police Service, KLPS, has named their next police chief. In a recent press release, the KLPS announced the Police Services Board has selected Inspector Kirk Robertson to replace the retiring Mark Mitchell. Chief Designate Robertson has been a member of the Kawartha Lakes Police Service for 22 years and has a total of 27 years of policing service. Mr. Kirk has a broad array of experience with the Kawartha Lakes Police Service, including uniform patrol, criminal investigations, and the Institutional Investigation Unit. Inspector Kirk was promoted to the rank of inspector in 2019. Mr. Kirk was also born and raised in Lindsay, where he continues to reside with his wife, Kim, and their 2 children, the press release stated. Current Chief Mitchell had announced in October of 2022 his intention to retire this year. Then a process was started to find the next Chief of Police. The process was facilitated by the consultant company, Waterhouse Executive Search. The Police Services Board is excited to work together with Chief Designate Robertson, continuing to build on a long-standing tradition of excellence in public safety service to our community, the press release added. Mr. Robertson is expected to take over the role on May 18th. A change of command ceremony is planned to be held sometime in August.
Residents can beautify Brock through new tree planting program. Darrell Knight, The Standard, Brock. Brock Township and Durham Region have embarked on an ambitious environmental initiative aimed at combating climate change and enhancing local biodiversity. The program, which involves extensive tree planting efforts, seeks to address pressing ecological concerns while fostering a healthier, greener community. Under the initiative, native tree and shrub species will be available to Brock Township residents through LEAF, Local Enhancement and Appreciation of Forests. This concerted effort aims not only to beautify the landscape, but also to mitigate the effects of urbanization, such as air and water pollution, by increasing green spaces. Since declaring a climate emergency in 2020, Durham Region has been actively developing community action plans in collaboration with local municipalities and key partners such as LEAF. One simple step that residents of Brock can take to combat climate change is to plant trees and shrubs right in their own backyards. Local officials emphasize the multifaceted benefits of the program. Aside from the environmental advantages, including carbon sequestration and wildlife habitat restoration, the initiative is expected to enhance the quality of life for residents. Trees provide shade, improve air quality, and contribute to mental well-being, creating more livable communities. Brock Township is delighted to participate in LEAF, commented Councillor Kriya Pettingill. Not only do we get the right native plants in the right backyards, but we build community, enthusiasm, and shared knowledge on the necessity of trees and shrubs to help mitigate flooding and climate change, to provide shade and cooling, to provide forage for our wild pollinators. In addition, these plantings provide habitat for birds and insects and beauty for residents. We're looking forward to branching out with LEAF, and we're grateful for the opportunity. Community involvement is crucial to the success of the project. By working together, the municipality and its residents can make a significant and lasting impact on the local environment. Courtesy of the Township of Brock, the LEAF Backyard Tree Planting Program offers a selection of over 55 native tree and shrub species to residential property owners for a subsidized price. Program participants will receive professional arborist advice to help them choose the right trees and shrubs for their space, plus tree care instructions to help newly planted trees flourish. Full-service planting and do-it-yourself DIY planting options are available. In addition to beautifying residential properties, some of the benefits of planting native trees and shrubs include stormwater management, improved air quality, summer cooling, improved wildlife habitat, and enhanced physical and mental well-being. The tree planting program reflects a proactive approach to environmental stewardship, demonstrating Brock Township and Durham Region's commitment to sustainability and preserving natural resources for future generations. To apply to the Backyard Tree Planting Program, visit the LEAF website at yourleaf.org or call 416-413-9244 for more information.
Environmental Triggers and Dementia by Susan Fisher and Tammy Adams. Living with dementia can present many challenges, not only for the person living with the disease, but also for their caregivers, loved ones, and friends. Responsive behaviors are defined as individuals' reactions in response to their environment, i.e., agitation, wandering, etc. These can be minimized or avoided if we can decipher what things in their environment might be bothering them. Understanding and mitigating these triggers is essential to providing a supportive and comfortable environment for individuals living with dementia. One of the most common environmental triggers for someone living with dementia is sensory overload. Loud noises, bright lights, and crowded spaces can overwhelm their senses, leading to agitation and confusion. We can help by creating a calm and quiet atmosphere, minimizing background noise, and ensuring adequate lighting is not too harsh. Constant environmental noise from TVs, radios, background conversations, and other noise can be overwhelming. With dementia, the part of the brain used to filter sensory information is not working effectively, so they have difficulty filtering out the irrelevant background noise. Changes in their environment can be disorienting for those living with dementia. Rearranging furniture or moving into a new location can cause distress and increase confusion. Maintaining consistency as much as possible can provide a sense of security and stability. Being in unfamiliar environments, like hospitals, going on vacation, or moving to a new home, can cause them a great deal of stress. Clutter and excessive stimuli can be overwhelming for someone living with dementia. Busy social gatherings or unfamiliar faces can be intimidating and sometimes scary for them. We can help them by creating opportunities for meaningful social engagement while also respecting the individual's need for quiet and solitude when necessary. Walls or furniture with complex patterns or designs can be overwhelming and confusing, as their brains do not process the same visual information the same way others do. Temperature and lighting can also impact how someone living with dementia feels and reacts. Maintaining a comfortable room environment and ensuring adequate natural light during the day can promote better sleep patterns and mood regulation. Shadows and reflections can be confusing for someone with dementia, and oftentimes will lead to misinterpretation of their surroundings, i.e., as when seeing themselves in a mirror or shadows on the floor. Lack of clear visual cues or signage can make it very difficult for those living with dementia to navigate their surroundings and locate important areas, i.e., poorly marked restrooms, and cause confusion, frustration, and wandering. To help with this, Dementiability has some wonderful examples of well-marked signage on their website at www.dementiability.com, dementiability.com. Recognizing and addressing environmental triggers is crucial for enhancing the quality of life for those living with dementia. By creating a supportive and dementia-friendly environment, we can help minimize stress and confusion, allowing our loved ones to live more comfortably and happy despite the challenges of their disease. Tammy and Susan run Silver Light Senior Services, a family-owned and operated seniors home care company serving the city of Kawartha Lakes, Curtis, Bowmanville, Oshawa, Whitby, Port Perry, and Uxbridge. Adult Day Program for Dementia is located in Lindsay, Ontario. You can find them on Facebook and Instagram or visit their website at www.silverlightsseniorservices.com. To book services, call Tammy at 705-308-1940. Or to register for the day program, call Susan at 705-324-2911.
You're Going to Be Okay by Tina Y. Gerber-McCurley. We need to remember everything is temporary in life. The battle is our attitude and how we react. You remember the saying, life is 10% what happens to you and 90% of how you react to it. Much of the ability to handle things lies in your reaction, whether you are the one implementing events or the one receiving its effects. As a personal worker in long-term care and home support, I encountered a diverse array of people, each with unique stories, varied capacities to respond well, and different needs and experiences. This includes workers as well as residents and their families. My role was providing compassionate care, fostering connections, and ensuring the residents', or patients' well-being. I loved all my people, even the ones who constantly caused chaos and trouble. We don't know how the next few moments, weeks, or months of our life will unfold, but the reality is, the world has always been cyclical. However, you can make a significant difference in what you go through, by how and what you choose to respond to. It's important to recognize we have the opportunity to seize the day and make the most of every moment here on Earth, whether we live at home, live in a nursing home, or in a less desirable location. The best isn't behind you. You can still create wonderful moments, no matter how old or sick you are. A pessimistic person's attitude typically discourages them, leaving them feeling helpless, so they don't take any action. When you've got a long battle ahead of you, you need to switch to an optimistic attitude to help ensure you handle that or any situation. Even though it does take time while you look for solutions, you should continue to try to live your best, no matter what. When working at the nursing home, I met the most amazing residents, as well as some residents who would exhibit behaviors disruptive to the living and working environment. Behaviors such as hitting, pinching, being verbally aggressive, screaming, pacing, wandering, and repeated and repetitive requests exceeding 100 times a shift, especially from those who had dementia. As a personal support worker, we rotated our list of patients every 6 weeks. I loved my work. God placed me in the most incredible position and environment to trust and love. Regardless, it still had its difficulties and challenges. Often, other staff would ask me to care for someone on their list. One gentleman, in particular, hated his shower days, and it didn't matter who was scheduled to complete his shower. Staff would ask me. I was blessed to complete his shower most times, as he would eventually settle down for me and allow me to shower him without his screaming, kicking, and swearing. His behavior taught me a lot. For the record, he did not have dementia, but was afraid of water. I've come to understand, when we experience hardship, we unintentionally take it out on the wrong people. The lessons I have learned over my 20 years in long-term care, I continue to carry with me. I have had the privilege and honor of meeting some very special people who will remain in my heart. One such person was a journalist. He had a gentle way about him and was an influential person when in the workforce and within the home. Another was a sweet soul who had taught high school, who had MS but was still so kind, thoughtful, and loving to all staff and residents. This, despite this horrible illness which left her depending on staff to manage every aspect of her life. She continued to enjoy life to the fullest. I don't know if I could be that brave. The good news is, everything is going to be okay. The good news, aka the gospel, actually means the good word. That gospel centers around the life, death, and resurrection of Jesus Christ, which is a gift held out for a total new way of responding in life. The journey you travel may still go into 1,000 different directions, but remember how you react, who you react to, or more importantly, look to, is up to you. On those dark days when you feel alone, just remember, through all the chaos and noise in the world, Jesus can still hear the whispered prayers of all who call on him.
Welcome to You've Got to Be Kidding, a podcast that offers a different perspective of life around us. Listen now to author Jonathan van Bilsen.
I've always been a fan of musicals and have seen most of the major productions when they're hosted in Toronto. The thrill of the crowds, the anticipation of the production, the music and the costumes create an air of unparalleled excitement for me. There are, of course, a few drawbacks as well. Driving an hour, if not more, can be tedious. Spending a small inheritance on parking is stressful, and finding a table at a nearby restaurant can be challenging. And of course, the inevitability of getting lost several times. All these things take away from the pleasure of the day. Thank goodness I've discovered an alternative, and that is community theater right here in Port Perry. I seldom miss a production, and I'm very impressed with our roster of local talent. We have 3 production companies, SCS Musicals, the Borellians, and Theater on the Ridge, and they perform several times a year at 2 great venues. Our own Town Hall Theater, located in the historic Town Hall 1873, has been upgraded to include state-of-the-art sound systems and lighting equipment. Theater on the Ridge performs at the Scugog Shores Museum Village in a specially built theater tent. Driving for most of us is 10 minutes or so, and there are plenty of great eateries within walking distance. Parking is free anywhere, and the quality of the productions is second to none. Last weekend I saw The Last Resort, a musical murder mystery performed by SCS Musicals, and it was hilarious. I won't give away any secrets as the production will run this coming weekend, but guaranteed you will enjoy yourself. Toronto theater prices are rivaling New York and London, and finding a seat for less than $200 is becoming a challenge. That, of course, is not the case in community theater, where prices are still affordable. The theater in Port Perry is attracting many quality performances by various artists. I recently saw a Gordon Lightfoot tribute, which was so real I felt the Edmund Fitzgerald swaying beneath me. The Durham Chamber Orchestra, with more than 40 musicians, performs several concerts a year, and dozens of tribute bands, solo performance, and a variety of shows grace the stage of our historic theater. If you've not experienced a local production, give it a try. It's fun, nearby, and inexpensive, and a great form of enjoyable entertainment. I'm Jonathan van Bilsen, and this is You've Got to Be Kidding.
You've Got to Be Kidding was presented by X4 Media with permission from the Standard Media Group. We endeavor to make all information contained in this program as accurate as possible at production time. X4 Media and the Standard Media Group are not responsible for any liabilities resulting from information contained in this program. For more information, please visit x4media.ca.
The Standard Podcast was produced by Greenstream Studio for the Standard newspaper.